Hey, we've been having problems with driving, and all of a sudden, for no reason, a light goes off on the mirror, and it happened in the last car too. Then you look, and next thing you know, somebody's trying to hit you from the other side. We'll be going down the road, and I'll turn my head to look, someone change lanes. All of a sudden, beep, a loud noise happens, the light flashes in front, and it scares you because it makes you turn and look, and you can have a wreck. Now, people are pushing buttons and making stuff like that happen in the car. They did that in my truck when I first did this back in 2000, 2003 when I first started doing this stuff to me. And you guys are still doing it. It's very dangerous to do something like that. That's illegal. You're not supposed to have buttons to push on someone's car and cause them to have an accident. Now, I'm going to stop and I'm going to show you how easy this is to do it to somebody, but I don't know how to do it. So stop. Okay, here we go. Now, it's basically however you program your fob. It sends a signal and has bits. Like these all represent a bit. There's one, two, three, four. There's 16 bits. There's 4 bits. Here's 4 bits. Here's 4 bits. Here's 4 bits. It's hexadecimal data turned into binary. It's 16 bits of binary data. That's all this is. Um, when you write to a processor, you write to a address. It's and then you write these 16 bits to the address. You, you can write 32 bits. It depends on the 8 bits. It depends on the what you're writing to. Anyway, it's not that hard, but the problem is somebody's doing very bad stuff to us, and this is illegal. This is how my ex-girlfriend got her car hit. And she could have died. It totaled her car. Now stop. Okay. I mean, it's no wonder she left. People were trying to hit her everywhere she went, just like they're trying to hit me everywhere I went when I was in Austin. That was in 2019, and now you're doing it again. You think it's just it doesn't go away. Somebody better do something. You just can't do this to somebody and then say, "Oh, it's okay." It's not okay. This is not okay. What you've done is you've stolen our lives with lies. Somebody better tell the truth. Now here I'm just going to show you how this works because this is software. That's how they're doing it. Everything's done with software now. You can rig the temperature gauge of a car. You can rig the speedometer of a car. You can rig the fuel tank of a car. You can rig the air pressure tires of a car. You can rig it. You can press button. You can make horn honk because they did too. I said something in front of the Dodge place the other day. They didn't like it. So press a button. All of a sudden the alarm goes off in my car. Got to stop and restart. And by the way, it's not my car. The cops took my car. This is my mother's car. So it's my mother's car. There's all this stuff's happening on now. When I had my car, you guys are doing the same thing. Uh, this is terrible. Somebody got to do something. Anyway, I'm going to show you how easy it is for them to manipulate software and software bits. So you can see up here, these each tell you which one it does. If you want to calibrate the fuel tank setting, you do this. You can go up, you can add, you can subtract. Tires, you select which tire you add or subtract. See the time. With if you want to lock the steering wheel, you can lock the steering wheel if someone's driving. You can turn the motor off while they're on a railroad track. I mean, you can turn the horn on. You can turn mirrors, lights on, stuff like that. I'm gonna stop and restart, and I'm gonna show you that it works. It's just I'm not communicating with stuff. Okay, so here we go. Basically, this is going to be the fuel settings, and this just imagine this because it's electronic fuel tank, fuel gauge. It's the same thing. They can program any way they want to. Let's say you actually have about two and a half, you're about a quarter tank, and somebody comes in and says, you know what? I want them to run out of gas somewhere down the road. So I'm going to make it look like they have almost a full tank. So I'm going to go here. I'm gonna check this. So I'm just going to press start. So I'm going to rig their fuel tank, and I'm gonna make it look it's counting bits over here. It's incrementing, but look at the fuel tank over here goes up. So now the person doesn't know. He doesn't know that he's almost out of gas. So he's going to drive and run out of gas out in the woods somewhere. What's going to happen then? Right? I'm going to stop and restart. And now the thing about this is I've just changed it. So if he got back in the car, you know what I could do? If he went out to go get gas and he put it and started overfilling, he's like, what is going on? I could actually just change the setting back down if I wanted. and actually it's not hard. Or I can make that the default setting at all times because right down here you have default settings. It was at 2 before. Current settings. Let's just do this. Let's just try it. We'll make it a default setting. Make it a default setting. Now the setting is 9. So every time you start this car, it's going to be have an offset of 7. It'll be an offset of 7. That's just the way the car will be from now on, unless somebody goes and reprograms it. I mean, that's how easy it is to change bits. Stop and restart. Tire pressure settings. If you don't have a tire gauge, manual tire gauge, you don't really know how can you trust what they give you. Because I don't trust anything they give me. Let's say right front. We'll just pick a tire. We'll say left front, so that's gonna be this one. I'm gonna make it look like it's got a low tire all the time. So it's got about 12 or 13. It's got to go negative 13. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna run start, and now it's kind of just decrementing. It's selected the calibration. It's set to left front, and it's decrementing. It's getting down. It'll get down to 20, and I should get an alarm. Didn't go down uh, far enough, so maybe one or two more. Let's try that. There it goes. Now we got an alarm. So now the person's going to think they have a low tire all the time, and they'll look at their tire and say, "The tire doesn't look like it's low," because that happened to me when I was coming back from West Virginia, New Jersey, and stuff. It looked like the tire wasn't low. And how do you know? I got to stop and restart. Okay. Now, how about if the tire is low and somebody does this little number, and says, "Well, I don't want them to think I want them to think the tire is okay, so I'm just going to do this little number on them. I'm going to increment it up at while they're, you know, while they're driving and their tire's low. So it's never going to give an alarm. Never going to give an alarm because they can set these bits anytime they want. They've done it to me before. It's illegal to do that, but they've done it to me before, and they're doing it now. Um, I'm gonna stop and restart one time, but basically this will control every tire. You can do any of them. So it'll do any of them. Now it's doing this one. It'll do any of them. I gotta stop and restart because the time I'm running out of time. Oh, by the way, if I wanted, I could make these default too. Watch. It'll change and say watch. Boom. There's my default settings. It changed. So I'm gonna stop and restart, and now I'm gonna show you what they're really doing. Okay, what they're doing to me now, which is very, very dangerous and very bad. This is what they did to my ex-girlfriend. Her left mirror. She told me she wrecked her car because she said she was driving, and all of a sudden her left mirror goes like this, and she looks down, and she looks up, and someone's slamming the brakes on. So she hits her brakes, and the car behind her, big old truck hits her, totals her car. They left her stranded on the side of the road. A little Chinese lady left her stranded on the side of the road. My boss is laughing. Till fans laughing. He said, "Yeah, sure. Go ahead and go get." I, Cops don't get. Nobody goes and helps her. I have to go down and help. I have to take off work. They were trying to fire me the whole time, make me take off work here, there. I didn't have any vacation left. I mean, I had about 5 or 6 weeks of vacation time because I had so much seniority. And then they made me an engineer and took it all away. Had 2 weeks. That's time we start. Now the really sad part about when you make an engineer is normally what they say is you have unlimited overtime or unlimited time off. They don't count as what they say because your salary. But no, as soon as they made me salary, Till Fan comes in and goes, "Well, they changed the rules, everybody. Now, if you take more than 2 weeks, they're going to count it and they're going to take it out of your pay at the end of the year." Just because I made it, it was just because I made engineer. And it was all rigged. It was all rigged. Um, anyway, I'm gonna stop and restart because we just saw the left mirror. I'm gonna show you the things that you guys are doing right now. That this is very dangerous. Stop and restart. Okay. So now, let's say right mirror. So let's do the right mirror because they did that to me when I was going to Shreveport, Louisiana. They did. It was a rainstorm. They did a mirror and all of a sudden, boom! Someone came from the other direction. It's crazy. Actually, they did a left mirror and they came from the right. That's what happened. But they did the right mirror the other day. They have full control over anything they want. Whoever's got the fob can do whatever they want. It's illegal. You guys shouldn't be able to do that. Now, this is another one they're doing to me. This will scare you because you're looking ahead. You have a car in front of you, and you're getting ready to pass, right? So you look over your shoulder to pass, and all of a sudden they do this: push a button. You go, you have a wreck like that. That scares you. You shouldn't be doing that stuff, somebody, but you do it to me over and over. Now that's what they were doing to me in McKinney, Texas, back in 2005, 2004, 2003. That's illegal. Y'all shouldn't be doing that stuff. Somebody needs to get arrested for it because of us. That's how I'm restarting.